Yesterday we had some leaks on the specifications of the upcoming Project Scorpio from Microsoft, so it seems only fitting today that we have comment from a developer who of course has worked closely with Microsoft themselves, and this is coming from Thomas Mahler, the game director of Ori and the Blind Forest. Now, when discussing the machine on the NeoGAF forums, Thomas defined the Scorpio as a full-blown next-gen machine that will work similar to PCs by the fact that you will not lose your library, which of course is a feature we have all known about and expected for some time, that it's technically not going to be a next-gen machine in the fact that you can't play Xbox One games on it, or you can't play Scorpio games on the Xbox One, and so on and so forth. And he did confirm this, and he actually said, quote, "All consoles now are x86 PCs and the architecture will remain the same, and that's why Sony was able to quickly iterate on the PS4 and make a beefier version of it. Scorpio is a next-gen machine with the added benefit that all your old games will still be compatible. From this point on, similar to PCs, you'll not lose your library when you buy a next-gen system." I guess since NeoGAF is confused, Microsoft wanted to do a little work to make it clear to everyone that Scorpio isn't just a half-assed upgrade, which the PS4 Pro kinda is, but a full-blown next-gen machine that's just backwards compatible to your current library. Now, it's an interesting way to look at it because, of course, Microsoft have been keen to say that you will still be able to run all games on the Xbox One. They can just be played on the Scorpio at presumably a better frame rate and resolution. So it's not quite a next-gen upgrade that has to be backwards compatible, but I can kind of see his logical thinking there. So you could argue that this does limit developers in what they can actually do with the machine, being that, you know, a game has to run on the Xbox One and the Scorpio, but you could argue, well, they're kind of already doing that if they're releasing the game on the PC, and obviously the version that comes out on the PC at the highest settings and all that, you know, maybe cranking it up to 4K, is obviously not going to be on the Xbox One, but the same game can still be on the two platforms, and you can make that argument again for the Scorpio. Of course, what actually happens with that, we're going to have to wait and see, but it's definitely going to be interesting. Now, the other thing about Scorpio is kind of a clarification of something, or an update to something rather. You may have seen the rumblings going around that the Project Scorpio website removed mention of VR. Now, if you've missed out on this, basically the line, quote, "high fidelity VR" was removed from the list of bullet points describing the Project Scorpio, which of course suggested at the time that Microsoft's plans for VR for the machine may have changed. At the moment, at the time of recording, the features are listed as 4K gaming, 60 flops, 320GB a second memory bandwidth, and 8 CPU cores, all information that we already knew. But at one time, if you look at a cached version of the page, there was once high fidelity VR listed on the page, and of course this caused speculation that, again, perhaps Microsoft were rethinking this whole VR thing. However, Microsoft have responded to this in a comment to GameSpot, and they basically said that Project Scorpio will, quote, "offer high-fidelity VR experiences." Fortunately, they didn't go on to say why this particular detail had been removed from the website, however. They went on to say, quote, "When Project Scorpio ships later this year, it will be the most powerful console ever, built with a 6 teraflop GPU to deliver true 4K gaming, high-fidelity VR experiences, and greater graphic fidelity. We have nothing additional to share at this time." If that's the case, then it is very, very strange how it's disappeared from the website and still hasn't reappeared. If it was a simple error, perhaps something was removed by mistake, you would have thought it would actually be back up by now. But no, I'm looking at it right now and it's not there. So, strange, but I guess we're going to have to see whether or not this comment about VR still being on the machine holds true. An odd one, regardless of whether or not VR is on it or not, to be honest. So, there you have it. Thank you very much for watching. As always, your support is very much appreciated. Do remember to like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. It really does help out a great deal, and I'll see you next time.